Hi, my name is Dhananjay Kumar and I work for Telerik. In this quick video, I am going to show you that how we can use data from a Excel file to perform data-driven testing. For purpose of this video, I have created a web test called Bing test and recorded the steps as below. There are 4 test steps in this test, and essentially we are navigating to bing.com in first step. In second step we are searching for a term on the bing.com, then clicking on the submit button and then verifying that whether first result contains a particular text or not. Now we are going to automate this search term and result term from the data of a Excel file. To get data from an Excel file, first we need to add a data source to the project. For that, click on the project tab, and here in data source section you got an option to add. Click there and you will be prompted to choose what type of data source you want to add. In this case we want to add Excel. Select Excel and then browse to the path of Excel file. I have put that Excel file on my desktop and I call that searchdatadocs.xls. I selected that, and after clicking on OK button, that Excel file will get added as data source to this test project. After adding data source, you can see that is listed in the data source section of the project. If you want to edit the data source before using it in the test, you can very much do that. Here in the data, select the data source, and here in the data source tab you got the option to either delete the data source or edit that. If you edit that, Excel sheet will get open, and here you see that I have put 6 rows. Out of that, the first row will consider as the title row, and this will be bind to the element in the test steps, and here is the data which we want to run through to perform the testing. Close that, and after adding the data source you need to bind the data source to the test, and for that right click on the test, in this case is Bing test, and say data bind, and here you will get an option to select the data source. Go ahead and select the data source Excel, and then you will be prompted to select the sheet. In our case it is sheet 1, and you see the data has been displayed there, and click OK to bind the data source to the test. After binding the data source, click on the test to navigate to test steps. Now we want to bind data to the search term. Select that step, and here you got the option in data driven of bindings. Click here, and here you can see the values which you can bind, and we want to bind search term here. Click on the set, and then come back to next where we want to bind the data source, data from the data source. Again select that, go to data driven in the binding collection, and here we want to bind search result and set. After binding the data, just click on the save button, and when you execute the test, your test will get executed 5 times because there was 5 rows in the Excel file, and you will be getting the test results on basis of those data. So let us go ahead and execute the test. You see that test is running in the browser because I have chosen IE to execute the test, and all the 5 records from the Excel is being read by the test studio, and execution is happening on those data. The test would have iterated for 5 times, and here you got the result that 18 passed out of total 20 executed. You can see in the drop down about the information of all those 5 iteration. If you select the other iteration, here you see that why that particular steps got failed and all the details. So in this way you can perform automated web testing reading data from a Excel file. I hope you find this video useful. For any update, follow me on Twitter. I am there with the handle debug_mode. Thank you so much.